Hello and welcome to this presentation talking to you about using video to market your business. For those that attended the live recording, you'll notice that I've re-recorded this because obviously I didn't record the presentation when I did it live. So if there's anything that you feel I might have skipped over or I've not covered in as much detail as I did originally, then please feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to answer any queries that you may have. But obviously the primary reason for the recording is for those people that were not able to join us on the morning, so they can sort of catch up with the content. So first of all, a little bit about Bellyflop. That's myself and my partner Jonathan, and we're both the directors of Bellyflop. Now, Bellyflop was born on the back of a career in TV. So Jonathan has worked in TV since 1996, producing lots of content that you're probably familiar with, and still works in TV now. So the most recent project being aired is the Yorkshire Auction House, which is currently being aired on the Really channel, or if you've got Discovery Plus, you'll be able to find the recordings there. So the benefit to our clients of all that experience of working in TV is that they're tapping into that, almost 30 years worth of knowledge and experience, and we use the same, tools, techniques, etc., to create our non-broadcast content for corporate clients as we do to create our broadcast content for TV. So very quick history of Bellyflop. As I said, John worked in TV since '96, but in 2004 bought his first camera and started creating hobby content. YouTube didn't exist in 2004, so the only place we could put it was Facebook. Now, the content, because we didn't see much content online, video content certainly online at that time, they got lots of engagement, so businesses started to say, well, can you do that for me? So Bellyflop became the accidental business around 2008. I formally joined the business in 2012, predominantly working, doing back office functions that I could fit around some of the other work that I was doing. Then in 2017, John took ill, became critically ill, which meant I needed to step in and run the business. When he returned to the business, it very quickly became clear he was falling into the old habits of, not looking after himself and trying to eat the elephant when it came to work. So he went back to telly to focus on telly for a little bit whilst I took over running the business. Now, at that time, I did sort of a bit of a restructure. And instead of focusing on just creating fantastic content for our clients, I applied all the marketing knowledge that I've gained over the years to basically produce video content for clients that delivers results. So then it was no longer just about creating an aesthetically pleasing video. It was about making sure that video delivered what it needed to deliver. Now, lots of our clients will be marketing managers, or they'll have marketing experience, which means that they can give us a detailed brief and explain exactly what it is they need the video to do. But for those smaller businesses without a dedicated marketing person, then that's really been a massive benefit for those clients, because now they're getting video content that delivers results. So whether that is increased sales, educating their customers, training their staff, it's a huge variety of things. In 2020, we launched a self-service video platform, so that allows people to create video testimonials and video reviews and social media content quickly, easily, and cost effectively, with most of our clients paying no more than maybe £2 or £3 per video. So it's a very cost-effective way for people to start using video across their social media channels, seeing how it works before they invest in video production. So moving on, I firmly believe that video should be affordable, achievable, and accessible for all businesses, regardless of how big or small they are. The cost of entry for video production has never been lower, because we've all got a video camera in our pockets, probably in the form of a smartphone. So anybody can make a video, but getting that video to do what you need it to do, that's the secret, if you like. That's the secret sauce that you need in your video to make it work. So as I said, my belief is that video should be affordable, achievable, and accessible for all businesses. So we're always happy to help customers, with their video content. Now, the question there on screen: is marketing the same as sales? Now, you'll be forgiven for saying yes, because lots of people hear of the role, sales and marketing manager, etc. To me, they're both very distinctly different roles. The easiest way to explain that is to look at it from the perspective of buying a car. So if we look on the left there, we can see we've got all the marketing material, websites, leaflets, flyers, brochures, adverts, on your Facebook, on your social media profile, etc. All of that is traditional marketing. On the right hand side, we've got the sales guy. So he's the guy you're going to be talking to when you walk into the showroom. Now, I accept that there's an overlap in the middle where each needs to be aware of the other's role, but you can see that they are very distinctly different roles. In my mind, a marketer brings the client into the showroom, and the salesperson then closes that deal. They guide the client to the correct product or service, ensuring it meets their needs, and then guide them through to the checkout, as it were. Now, the good news for us is that we can use video at every single stage of that process, and I'll explain to you a little bit more about that as we go on. Now, when you're looking at your marketing, it's important to sort of understand the difference between traditional marketing and modern marketing. So traditional marketing would be your flyers, leaflets, attendance at trade shows, sponsorship, your networking, sort of with the Rotary Club or the Lions, etc. Whereas modern marketing is more digital. So you'll hear the phrase digital marketing bandied about. Basically, it's everything that's digitally available, I suppose. Sort of your website, your social media channels, directories, your Google listing, video content, search engine optimization, the list goes on and on. Now, when you're deciding where you should spend your money with regards to marketing, it's probably a good idea to first of all start with a marketing audit. Take a look at your website. Is it fit for purpose? Is it responsive to mobile devices? The majority of people now will start looking for content on their mobile device rather than a desktop device. So make sure your website is responsive to mobile. Is it compliant with whatever the regulations are within your sector? Your social media channels, have they been updated? If you're not updating your social media channels, then what's the point in having them? It might be better to actually close those channels down rather than just leave them dormant. There's a whole heap of other things that you can look at, but obviously look at every single way in which you market your business, and that might also be your in-person networking as well. If that's attendance at trade fairs or industry specific events, etc. Look at that, because that is marketing too. Now, one thing that people often overlook when it comes to marketing is their testimonials. Now, in old money, as it were, reviews and testimonials would have been when you go to the pub and you say, does anybody know a gardener? And Fred might say, well, I've got a great gardener and here's his phone number. Well, that's your review or testimonial right there. Fred thinks he's doing a great job, so much so that he's happy to pass on his number. But now those reviews and testimonials come in the form of Google reviews or Trustpilot reviews, and they can be really, really important to help you convert sales, because more than 90% of people will look for reviews or testimonials before they commit to a purchase. Now, just take a little look at this video. So if you'd like a little bit more information on testimonials, what you need to know and where you can use them, etc., then please feel free to drop me a line. My contact details will be at the end of this video. Drop me a line and I'll send you a copy of that ebook completely free of charge. Now, when it comes to video, why should we use video? You can see there's a whole heap of statistics there on the screen, but at the moment 86% of businesses are using video to market their business, and of the 14% that are not using video, 79% of those are planning to start using video this year. Now, these are statistics that were gathered at the end of last year and were published about 3 weeks ago, so they are very current statistics. But you can see over 90% of marketers say video is an important part of their marketing strategy, with almost 95% saying video helped them increase their customers' understanding of their product or service, whilst over 80% say videos help them directly increase sales. So if those are not compelling enough reasons for you to start considering video within your marketing mix, then I don't know what is. Now, what type of video should we be creating? Well, at the moment, there's a big trend towards explainer videos. So that's explaining how your product or service works, or what the features and benefits are, etc. Almost 70% of video is for social media, with 50% used in presentations, perhaps just like this one, but could potentially be, presentations when you're going out to meet a new client, etc. And almost 50% again are testimonials, because those testimonials can be incredibly powerful, as I've mentioned previously. Now, where can we use that video? The obvious one is your website. Use it on your social media, in presentations, and now as well we can use video within email. So the video platform, the self-service video platform we set up, allows people to send video emails, which has a real personal touch to those emails, and rather than the sort of copy and paste approach of video content, people, when they receive a personalized video, tend to really respond well to those. Now, people like video. You don't have to take my word for it, but you can see their statistics saying more than 50% of people want to see more video from the brands that they follow, and almost 99% of people who use video for marketing say they'll continue to use it in 2021. So clearly they're using it, or they're continuing to use it, because they've seen results from that content. And more than 95% of people have watched explainer videos to learn more about a product or service. So if you've got something to sell or something to promote, then videos are a great way to do that. Now, I would assume that most people will be aware of the concept of a sales funnel. The basic premise is that we have lots of leads at the top. So effectively we start marketing to people, and we guide them through our sales process, trying to pique their interest and demonstrate to them why our product or service is the best, until working them through that funnel until they pop out the bottom as a confirmed sale. And then at that point, then we try marketing to that client again to get them warmed up, ready for the next sale. Now, as marketers, we're really predominantly just concerned with the top part of that sales funnel, which is sort of raising awareness and getting those leads through to the salesperson or to the consultant that's going to potentially be helping the client make the right choice. Now, Dr. Dave Chaffee, who's a well-respected marketing expert, has created something a little bit similar in terms of a marketing framework, and he calls this the RACE framework, which is reach, act, convert, and engage. Now, I will talk you through those in a little bit more detail, but again, the good news is we can use video at every single stage of this process. So at the reach stage, that is where we're trying to make people aware of the product and service that we've got to offer. So we can use video there to create social media content, those product and service explainers, etc., and just try and raise people's awareness of what we've got to offer, and try and pique their interest, as I said, a little bit. Act then is where we try to drive engagement. So people have gone from just sort of glancing over what we've got to offer, but actually listening to what we've got to say, and perhaps finding out a little bit more about the features and benefits of the product or service that we offer. So that could be tips or behind the scenes information, etc. But with that, we want people to engage with us a bit more. So, you know, at that point then we'd be looking to perhaps get people to subscribe to our YouTube channel, or to follow our Facebook page, or to sign up to our newsletter. At the convert stage, that is where people are tipping over from just being interested in the product to where they actively buy the product, or move towards buying the product. So we can support that process by producing video content, again, around testimonials. You saw in the video earlier how testimonials can massively increase sales conversions, because buyers just want to be reassured a little bit that their choice is a good choice, and that they're not just potentially going to make a mistake. And then finally, we've got engage. So once your client has bought the product or service from yourself, then continue to engage with them to reassure them that they've made a great choice. So that avoids the buyer's remorse with perhaps product or service returns, or just that sort of note to self not to do business with that company again. So if we continue to engage with our clients, showing them how they can get the most out of what they've just bought from us, showing them the new product developments, highlighting, you know, other services that we've got to offer, then, you know, we can turn that customer into a long-term customer, and that activity, then that engagement activity, will hopefully mean that in the future, when they're considering replacing or increasing the number of that product or service that you've just sold, then, you know, you'll be top of mind for consideration for that, and, you know, hopefully make a future sale for them. So we've talked about video content in terms of why it works, and how you should use it, etc. So let's take a quick look at how we can make that video content. Now, my first tip is keep it real. Don't waste money on gimmicks. People are not interested in gimmicks, and the gimmicks are not going to sell your product or service. So try and keep it real, straight talking. Don't use jargon that doesn't connect with your clients. Just make it nice and simple. Give them what they want. You know, what is it about your product or service that your customers like the most? So tell them about that. Tell them what they're going to enjoy by taking on your product and service. When I say about no gimmicks, here's a little video for a guy with regards to that I refer to often whenever I'm decorating and I need to remove a radiator. It's a video that I go back to, so I'll just show you the quick clip of that video.
Hi everyone, today we're going to cover the topic of taking a radiator off the wall so that you can decorate behind it. Quite often it's a common job needs doing. You don't want to decorate around the radiator. It's always better if you can lift it away and do the job properly. So without further ado, I'm going to take you through this easy job, and it's not too difficult, believe me, you can do it. So first of all, we're going to turn our radiator valves off. Each end of the rad will have one. So on this instance, we've got a thermostatic rad. So let's turn him all the way off. Just keep going till it stops. Usually it's on the 0. That one is now off. Now, the other end of the radiator will have a lock shield valve. And there it is there. These generally...
So you can see in that video that the the video recording is not a flash recording. It's the guy's wife that's holding the phone. There's probably a little bit of camera shake there. The sound is okay, but there's no fancy studio setup, etc. You'll have seen that there are, I think, 877,000 views on that video. So there's a huge amount of views on that video. This page that you can see is his website. So again, you can see there's not a massive marketing campaign driving traffic towards that video. If we look closely at his website, you'll see that he's not even managed to spell YouTube correctly on the page, pointing people towards his YouTube channel. So, you know, he's not got a massive marketing campaign behind him, but it just goes to show that actually it's about the right content in the right place at the right time. Because if you search for, you know, how to replace a radiator or how to remove a radiator for decorating, there will be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos on YouTube. But he's still got over 800,000 views, you know, even without investing a huge amount of money in production. So that leads me on to secret number one. Engaging in informative video does not need to cost a lot. So it doesn't automatically mean the more money you spend on a camera or the more money you spend on production means that you're going to get a better video. That's not always the case. So it is just about, as I said, keep it real and giving your clients what they want. Bear in mind, when it comes to professional video content, production costs range from 400 to around 10 grand a day. We're nearer the bottom end of that scale. So whereas if you look at the adverts that you're seeing on TV, you know, they'll be nearer the £10,000 a day. Now, more money doesn't necessarily equate to a better video. So that leaves you with a bit of a dilemma. Do you invest in a production team to create your video content for you, or do you record it yourself completely free of charge? Now, part of that decision will come down to your budget, and part of that will be down to the brand image you want to present as well. You know, if you're selling a high-end product, but you're trying to do that with self-shot mobile phone footage, then you might be up against a bit of a challenge, because would people really consider that it is a high-end luxury product if you've only shot it on your mobile phone, or you've shot it badly on a mobile phone? Whereas if you shot that video well, then obviously that will reflect on your brand. So when it comes to content, what content should you go for? We always recommend useful and helpful. You know, you are not your audience. So what might be useful and helpful for you, or what you might think are the main features, might not necessarily be the same for your clients. So if your product and service is very technical, do your clients really need to know all the technical aspects? So, you know, if I ask you what the time is, I don't need you to tell me how to build a watch or how great the mechanism is within your watch. All I need to know is the time. So do your clients need to know what's involved in your product or service? If they do, then that's fair enough. But if they don't, then don't try and confuse them with lots of superfluous information. Give your clients what they want. As I said, go for the easy wins, and test and assess as well. So when you publish that content, whether that's on your social media channels, your website, or YouTube, etc., take a look at the likes and shares for your video content. Now, everybody's content will get different traction. But it might be, for example, that a typical post that you publish might get a dozen or so likes and shares. But suddenly you put a post out and you get a huge amount more. Perhaps you get 2 or 3 or 4 dozen likes and shares. There'll be something about that video that your audience has bought into that you might not have necessarily identified initially. That would indicate to me that actually that's content that your clients or your audience likes. So it's potentially worth spending a little bit more time and money then revisiting that video and perhaps re-recording it to produce a better quality So you're only then investing more money in the content that your audience is going to engage you with. So finally then, you've got keep it short and sweet. So people's attention span can be quite limited. We're all time poor, so keep the content down as much as possible. With regards to kit, then again, it's not really a big secret, but kit costs, so only spend what you've got to. So a poor film made with expensive kit is still a poor film, so just spend the bare minimum to do an adequate job. And once you're confident with video, once you're getting the results that you want, then you might decide to invest a little bit more. But to get yourself started, it doesn't need to be onerous. Your basic kit can cost as little as 30 quid. So on the left there, you've got a lapel mic. You can pick those up for about 5-10 quid on Amazon. The jack plugs into the bottom of your mobile phone, and it means then that you've got great quality sound because that microphone will be on your lapel. One of the main reasons for people switching off from video content is poor sound. People will tolerate a slightly grainy picture, a little bit of camera shake, but if they can't hear what's being said, then that's the number one reason for people clicking off or away from your video. A tripod, as I said, people will tolerate a bit of camera shake, but we don't want to be ridiculous. If you're planning on recording a process that might take 5 or 10 minutes to demonstrate, then your arm's going to get very tired with 5 minutes trying to hold a mobile phone steady. So invest in a tripod. You can get one for about 20 quid or even less. And then finally, you see I've got a light there, a ring light. Now these you can get, I've seen them as cheap as a £5, but usually around about £10 you can get a ring light. And the benefit of a ring light it'll just illuminate you, so it means your viewers are able to see you more clearly. So light is your friend. So we've done various blogs on how to create great video content. So please do visit our website, take a look through the blog. The website is bellyflop.tv. So with mobile phones, I mentioned earlier, don't be afraid to use your mobile phone. Even pros use mobile phones. So and mobile phone content will often go viral. So you'll see our blog from 2016 if you do go through our blogs. In that blog we spoke about rough ready relevance. Now rough ready relevance is where we say that actually people will accept your video being a little bit rough around the edges, a little bit of camera shake, not framed perfectly, as long as it's ready when they want and relevant to them at their point of need. So that video with the guy removing a radiator, it is a bit rough, but I know it's there when I want it and it's relevant to my needs when I'm trying to remove a radiator. That video there, Charlie bit my finger. Many people will remember that. It's quite a few years old now. Those two young children there are now young men, but you can see 877 million views of those videos, and that was nothing special. It wasn't staged or anything. It was just a parent filming their kids sat on the sofa. So even pros use mobile phones, so it doesn't always point to a lack of budget. Now most people, or some people, will be aware of who this lady is. This is Lady Gaga. She's an international pop star, and in her video for Stupid Love, her official music video for Stupid Love was shot entirely on an iPhone 11. So it was part of an advertising campaign for iPhone 11, but there is no second video that was shot on proper cameras, in inverted commas. Her music video is shot, as I said, entirely on an iPhone 11, and that's at 145 million views. So even pros with massive budgets, big recording companies behind them, will use mobile phone footage on occasions. So I mentioned it previously, but testimonials work. As I said, 92% of people will look for reviews or testimonials before they commit to a purchase. So reviews and testimonials don't need to cost you a fortune. If you take a look at Google, your Google listing, you hopefully have got some reviews and testimonials there. If you've not got reviews and testimonials there, then ask for them. Google My Business is a very underused and undervalued service, and if you'd like a little bit more information on Google My Business and how that can improve your business and your online presence, then please do drop me a line. I'd be more than happy to help. But Google, use their services to promote your business, because again, they're completely free of charge. Most people don't know, so there's our listing on Google. I think we've got a few more reviews now, but we've actually got some video testimonials on our listing page as well, because lots of people don't realize that you can actually add video to your Google listing. So if you can do that, then that will obviously help set you apart. Now those videos, those testimonial videos, are our self-service platform, bellyflopvideo.co.uk, is very simple to use, and it allows you to create a volume of content quickly, easily and cost effectively. And that's everything from video testimonials through to case studies, your own social media content, and you'll remember I mentioned it earlier, video emails as well. So if you'd like a bit more information on that, then again, reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to give you a demo. With regards to your social media, as I said, if you're using your social media channels, then fantastic. Social media is free. If you're not using social media, then why not? Again, it's free. And if that's where your customers are hanging out, then that should be where you're hanging out as well. But again, your best approach to that is to look at where your customers are. So do your customers actually use YouTube? Do they use Facebook or Twitter? Because if your customers are not on those platforms, then there's no point in investing your time and money putting yourself on those platforms. But if you know, for example, there are a couple of industry specific groups within LinkedIn that you could be a member of, then set up your profile on LinkedIn, become an active user and join those groups. The easiest way to do that is to ask your customers, your colleagues and your peers, what social media platforms they use, and try and connect with them there. So that will help build your presence. So finally, with regards to video, secret number 6, video only works if you make it work. It's not enough to just have a video recorded and plonk it on your Facebook page or your website or your YouTube channel. You need to make that video work for you. So we support our clients to get the most out of their videos and get the biggest return on investment from whatever they spend on video and marketing content with us. So again, if you'd like more help, let me know. My contact details are on screen. If you scan the QR code that's there, just point your mobile phone camera at that code, and it should open my LinkedIn page. By all means, connect with me on LinkedIn. If you've got any queries, then please do send those through to me. At Bellyflop, we offer a range of services, and that includes marketing consultancy, video strategy and marketing strategy, etc., as well as video production, social media management, Google 360 tours. And if we can't help you, then we will always try and point you in the direction of somebody that can help you. So I hope you found the presentation useful. If you do have any queries, as I've said, please let me know. My email address is there on the screen as well. And I'll be delighted to speak to you soon. Take care then. Bye-bye.